Hi, everyone. You're watching The Self Connection with Ginny Brown and Kelly Pietro, where we have conversations with a group of ascended masters known as the multitude of the greater good.
This group of ascended masters has information from the day of creation to the present time, plus whatever it is that you have chosen to accomplish in this lifetime. And their goal is to help you become a better you. Kelly will ask the questions, and I will channel the answers. And these answers are based on well, if it was a personal question, they would be based on the totality of you from the day of creation to your present, including all the life experiences that you have experienced. Um, on the more general questions, they take in the totality of all that is. Do not, it's like, do not be concerned.
And there they are.
They are.
The multitude has entered the conversation. It's our signature phrase.
Yeah.
All right, Jen. So today we just have a couple viewer questions that I'd like to dedicate this episode to.
Okay.
Feeling ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so the first question is, other than in name, is light language the same or different from speaking in tongues? It seems that speaking in tongues is just the term used by the Pentecostal Christians, and light language is the term favored by non-religion affiliated speakers. So is it the same? I would add, if not, what are the differences?
It is important to understand that energy is energy is energy. And if it is one chooses to term it in a certain way does not matter. Light language is a form of energetic expression, whether or not can be understood by humans, is inconsequential. Um, Speaking in tongues is also an energy and not always understood by those on the earth plane. However, it's like they're different. One in conjunction with the other. Um, I don't know. It's that they're different. We can tell you that when one chooses to use one over the other, it does not matter. The information is conveyed energetically. And if one chooses to do it one way or another, or even in words of being, it does not matter. Energy is energy is energy, and all is love.
Thanks, Jen. And we do have another episode that talks about light language in more depth if our viewers want to go check that out. I don't know which one it is.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know any of them, but um, I do know that what I do is translate the energy into words. So it comes in as energy. I hear it clairaudiently as words, and it speaks as words. But it just comes in. I hear it in order to speak it, but they speak right through me. I don't digest it in my mind and tell you what I heard. It just comes right through.
Do you consider that light language, Jen, or no?
It's just energy.
Yeah.
It's a type of translation of energy. Lots of ways to do it.
And you don't consider it trans channeling either.
No, because I'm not in a trance.
Right.
I am clearly conscious.
Yeah, it's more like you almost like witness the words passing through you.
Yeah, basically. It's just like speaking to you, except I'm not using my mind. I'm the words come in and they come out.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know how else to express that.
I think you do a good job of it. And I think when I think of trans channeling, I think of like, yeah, like the medium is in trans and almost not even when I have seen trans channelers, like I've seen a couple, but the one I'm thinking of right now, she's like, I go off adventuring and like the spirit just embodies my body and does their own thing. I don't even know what happens when that's happening. So I think there's a difference there.
Yeah, there definitely is.
Okay, the next question that kind of came in with this one is true or false? Just like with channeling, some speakers of light language and tongues may be inauthentic, false, and ego driven. So the question is that statement true or false?
In our estimation, there are many who believe that they are doing that which they proclaim. However, we can tell you that true um, channeling, true light language, true tongues require no expression of being. They just are. And when it is that they happen, the energy uh, conveyed is quite different. One will be able to feel it. When one is pretending, there is no energy to be intercepted. Do not be concerned. That's interesting.
There is no energy to be intercepted. Interesting. Are they saying is what they're saying? Because I see other channelers and then there's like this whole strange personality about them that feels very awkward and performative. Is what they're saying just now speaking to that? Like if they're performing and it's performative and there's this whole personality, then it's not legit. Is that what they're saying?
What I got out of that is if someone is trying to convey something that is not true, the person receiving the energy will feel that difference. And if someone is actually channeling or light language, one of our friends sings it. She sings beautifully, but you can feel the energy. And when someone is proclaiming to be what they're not, you'll be able to discern and feel that as well. That's what I understood them to say.
Yeah, I definitely can. I know that feeling they're talking about because I can feel like, oh, this does not feel authentic. This
Right.
feels performative. And and yes, the friend you're talking about who sings and speaks, oh my gosh, she'll move you to tears.
Yeah.
There's this overwhelming resonance, this feeling that
Mhm.
yeah, you can't put words to it. So
No.
that's great advice, just to feel into it, I guess.
But I think sometimes when authentic channelers channel, they will come through with different personalities, different whatevers. And I think most of the time that's the trance channeling, not the conscious.
Okay, so yeah, that makes sense.
My opinion, but that's what I believe.
Yeah, that makes sense because personality comes through. So it's maybe the personality of a spirit or of an entity or whatever body of energy they're channeling has a personality.
Yeah, well, yeah. Because when we return, we're all energy anyway. So we have all of those parts with us that we've ever experienced in from the day of creation, and we can bring through who we are.
Okay, so this is not this is me just kind of rolling with this topic. Would they say that when someone is channeling, that they're channeling a part of themselves, or could they be channeling another part that does not include part of themselves, like a specific spirit, or like what was her name? Uh, gosh, it's not it's what's her name? I just read a bunch of her books. It's not Doreen Virtue. No, it's definitely not Doreen. It's this is the one that does. They walked with Jesus, and
I don't know. I don't watch any of that.
gosh, I can't believe I'm gonna look it up anyway. Um,
Well, what's the question?
well, um, Dolores Cannon. Sorry. how she would put someone under hypnosis and they would channel Nostradamus, for example. But she could get anyone to any of her clients to channel Nostradamus. Um, but so like with channeling, that's I guess that's different. That's hypnosis. But with channeling, like is it like what's true of that? Is it true that you're channeling part of yourself that maybe once lived or lives in spirit, or are humans capable of channeling spirits that are not them or part of them or never was like a past life of them, or is in spirit we're all connected, so technically like it's one and the same? I guess I'm looking for a deeper understanding of that.
In our estimation, my dear, you are quite correct and incorrect at the same time. It is important to understand that channeling requires input from the physical self, and the physical self has experienced many experiences throughout many lifetimes of being. And in order to channel, one needs to bring oneself forward as well as the all that is, as the all that is the connector, the connection of being to the, it's like the spiritual, energetic, I don't know what you'd call it. What I'm seeing is like a whole area full of energy, huge area, and it's all energy because we're all energy when we return. And when it is that one allows oneself to connect with the all that is, one allows oneself to bring through one's own information as well as the information that is being conveyed, no matter if it be from another group, another person, another anything. It is both and. Do not be concerned.
So like, can I use you as an example, Jenny? So like you as a channeler, you channel the multitude of the greater good, right? This is what you've been told to call them. And then now you've got other groups coming in.
Right.
Do you have to be part of the multitude of the greater good in order to channel them? Like, in other words, Ginny, you in spirit, you've lived all these lifetimes, you've gleaned all this wisdom to the point where you're part of that group, and now that's why you're capable of channeling them? Or is it more that your soul has agreed, and you physically have agreed to allow yourself to connect to that group? Am I making sense? Am I
You
over intellectualizing this?
you channel the multitude sometimes.
Yeah,
Are you part of the multitude?
I have no idea.
Well, I've asked, and I channel a lot of times the information from the multitude of the greater good. I channel my own information, and they have told me to bring in more of what I know and who I am because I am a part of that group. I've asked for about you, and you are not a part of that group.
Hmm,
And you channel some of their information as well. So I think it's both and.
okay, that's a good way of, that's a good example of it. Yeah, because I can, especially like when we do our Akashic Records group, I feel like, oh, that felt like the multitude, but then I can feel it switch. Like that felt like something else, that maybe my guides or past life around herbalism, alchemy, that kind of thing. So, okay, so
Your own information, your own self, your own guides, it all comes in.
yeah, I actually, a friend asked me to channel a message for her, do some automatic. She asked a question and asked for me to tune in. You know, that's what we say. Can you tune in and see what's going on with? So she had a question, and so now I'm being asked for guidance, and so I could answer from my ego self of like, well, here's what I think you should do, right?
Right.
Here's what I think's going on, or I could do automatic writing and let whatever come through. And I
Yeah.
remember as I was doing that, I could feel where those shifts were happening. And I did this little experiment where I said, okay, I really want to know like where is this information coming from? So am I like, is this the categories are going to be myself, my guides, my angels, my past life energy, the multitude or whoever I felt I might be. And I had all these options. And then I would read one sentence at a time and I would muscle test where was that coming from? And I would get like, okay, up until here, this part was the multitude, but this part was from a past life. And so I color coded just as this is me like wanting to know everything and getting like super detailed about that. And I thought that was a fun little exercise and interesting to see how, when you channel, um, it's kind of like everyone talking at once. It's just who's going to be louder in that moment to give the input for that. Maybe not talking at once, but who's going to give the input about that little part and who's going to give the input. But it's all comes together as like one voice and one sentence.
The only thing I would add is that when you bring through information from your past lives, you are bringing through information from you because it's you that has all that knowledge and all that experience from a past life, all your past lives. It's not a separate thing. It is you and your information that you're bringing through.
Absolutely. Good point. Really good point. Yeah, and I guess I think of it as like wisdom I gleaned from past lives. Like maybe not that I'm bringing forth the personality of that past life, but wisdom I gleaned from that lifetime.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I feel like sorry, go ahead, Jen.
I was going to say it's all you.
All me. Yeah. In essence, because eventually we all feed into the same ocean. Right,
All that is.
yeah. Okay, I know that was only two viewer questions, but I kind of took it and ran with it. So I think we're going to end it there because the next viewer questions are way off topic. So we'll keep this one a nice short little, yeah, a little,
I asked if there was a message, and they said
yeah,
it's always a message,
yeah. If they want to give a additional message, closing message, additional information about these topics, that'd be great.
We would like each of you to understand that each of you, each one on the earth plane, has come to earth for a reason. One is to learn, another is to grow, another is to understand, another is to experience. And when one allows oneself to complete those processes, one learns a great deal of information. And that information is always within one's heart. When one moves forward from lifetime to lifetime, one brings all of that information with them. We can tell you, however, when one knows a great deal of information gleaned over many, many, many lifetimes, one cannot use all of that information in a current lifetime. Therefore, one brings forth information that one believes is necessary to complete the processes one has chosen to complete in a particular lifetime. Therefore, one is able to allow oneself to pare down, so to speak, what one brings with one. However, when one has completed a process, one is able to release that which is no longer required and allow oneself to bring forth it's like new energy or other energetic information that may be of use in the current lifetime. It is back and forth. It's an exchange of being. It's an exchange of allowing. That is how it works. We can tell you, each of you are able and accountable in bringing forth that information. Therefore, we would highly recommend that each one breathe, each one allow oneself to be oneself, and each one move forward from their place of being and knowing. Do not be concerned, all is love. There you go.
Great closing message with that. Well, thank you to the multitude for always bringing clarity and wisdom.
Right, welcome.
And thank you, Ginny, for always being a clear channel.
You're welcome.
And
And thank you for the questions.
thank you. Yeah, thanks to our viewers for these questions. This was great. I know we talked about light language in another episode, but this was, I actually always wondered that too. Like when you see videos of Pentecostal Christians speaking in tongues, like, I wonder if that's just the same as light language. But yeah, sometimes it feels performative too.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of emotion sometimes, like shaking, and I don't know, there's a lot there. Um, all right, so we will tackle more viewer questions in the next episode. And if you want to send your own in, visit my website, www.themindfulherbalist.com. Click on the self connection, and there's a little form there that you can fill out and send in your questions. And if you want to ask your own personal questions and schedule a one-on-one with Ginny, you can reach out to her. Her link is in the show comments, but you can head over to ginnybrown.net and her contact information is there.
Yeah, and I would recommend you use heartandhealing@hotmail.com if you choose to contact me via email.
There you go, even better.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see everyone next time on the Self Connection.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.